Hello everyone, my name is Mir, and today we are unboxing an 8 SSD holder that fits inside the slot for an optical drive in a PC. I'm not turning this over because that would dox me, but let's just open it up. This is the IC-Dock Express cage. As you can see from the diagram, it goes in a 5.25 inch bay. It does stuff, and yeah, I am very excited. So opening it up, we have interesting. They taped. Okay, so there's short screws. I assume those are for attaching it to like the outside, the outside of this going into like brackets, and then these are for actually securing the SSDs to the rails on which they sit. Just gonna kind of nice in this tape. I'm gonna put, okay, so these little sprues have numbers on them. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's nice. That is cool. I like that. And then of course we have short little countersunk screws for actually attaching the SSDs. And let's get into this. Let's undo the bubble wrap. It's very nicely stuck on there, not actually taped. Instructions. Yep. That all looks fairly obvious. Nice. Okay, I don't think we need that too much. Time to actually get to the thingy. Which way is up? Which way is up? This has the label, so I think that way is down. And here is the back. We've got power, fan, 4 SATA ports, the fan plugins, another power, and another 4 SATA ports. And on the front, we have... Oh, I love that. Oh, this is... okay. This is fun. This is, like, good. I do like this. Interesting. So this is the shape of the actual sled. There doesn't appear to be any locking hardware on it, so we might actually need to use the screws. Let me grab an SSD here from off screen. Alright, this is an 840 Evo that's 250 gigs. I got a ton of these from Surplus. There's a university I used to live next to that was getting rid of them. And we can look in here. That does appear to be a SAS-capable port. Anyway, let's fit that on there. You can see it does physically fit, but it just kind of slides off. So what happens if I stick this in here? Will I have to... like, it definitely goes in, but when I unplug it, it's still stuck in there. So let's go ahead and pull the rest of these slides out. You can see they kind of wobble around a little bit. Let's go ahead and pull all the slides out. Why not? I want to do a full teardown. How do I even... there it goes. They're really in there. Anyway, as we can see, those... I can't actually tell if those are real SAS plugs or if they just have the space. I've never actually had a SAS drive personally. That's kind of the thing. I don't know too much about them. All I know about SAS is that you can use SATA drives with it. And SATA drives are what I know. So, yeah. But this is the IC dock fully unplugged, or fully taken apart. And I think it's time to start with these. So I'm going to open this and take off sprue number 1. That comes off like this, and we stick it. I assumed you would stick it on this corner here, but it doesn't actually fit there. So I guess you just have to put it... It doesn't actually fit on the front there either, it just falls off. Interesting. Maybe I shouldn't have thrown the instructions. Okay, here's the instructions. What do the instructions say about... You put it right on the end. Okay. Oh, you put it within one of the little guys. Like that. I see. Very nice. You put it like this, and it stays there. And you've just got your little drive number 1. Sugoi. Subarashi. I'm not actually... That's a reference to someone else who's making fun of people who think they know Japanese because they watch anime. There's like a sketch series on YouTube. It's a whole thing. I don't know where I'm going with this. But let's just put all of these little numbers on the drives. I'm a bit excited. That's also a reference. Pretty much half of the words I say or more are references to things. Okay. Less of a stress line in there. You can kind of see all of these have stress lines in them, I guess because of the way that the sprues like clamp together. Anyway, let's get number 5 off of there. That too is a reference. Wait, no, not side, like this. Okay, that's a little bit unideal. Wait. Yeah, this is 6, not 9. Wouldn't it be funny if I numbered these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9? No, that would be terrible. Honestly, they should be numbered 0 through 7. I can see why they aren't. This is a consumer product with a bit of kitsch to it, but I can still be disappointed because it would be hilarious if... What am I saying? What am I actually saying? Wait, is that 8 upside down? There it goes. This is the right way up for 8, right? This bigger loop at the bottom. And let's insert that last one into here. Now the next part is going to involve a screwdriver and a computer case. neither of which, well, I could fit the screwdriver on this desk. It's a tiny screwdriver. But the computer case is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So let's just throw that stuff over there, reorient ourselves, pick out 8 of your finest SSDs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let me get the screwdriver. Be right back. I have returned. I come bearing gifts, but foresight is not one of them. For those of you not familiar, this is the screen of my computer. It's a rather heavy monitor on a rather heavy dock. The dock's not actually what my computer is plugged into, because I'm stupid. Anyway, how do I do this? This is fine, this is fine. I have obtained a screwdriver. But what I want to do first is put this in PC. So I have to put the screwdriver away somewhere it won't roll away. Once again, here are our screws, and here is a PC. This used to be a school workstation computer until something terrible happened to it, which was that it got replaced. I got this at the same surplus that I got all of these. This is not where I'm going to put these drives permanently, probably. We'll see. But I do definitely want to make sure it fits, and here is the best place to do that. One of the neat things about this particular case is that it has how does this work? This goes in here. The screws in. Sorry, it's got this really neat latching mechanism for the front, like the front panel and stuff. Problem is, it requires the screws to actually be like screwed in there, which they're not. So first we take off this, the plastic panel, and I will set that somewhere. And we will take off this piece, which is the actual structural front panel. You can see there's a slot for a floppy drive, which is where the SSD originally was. Wait. And then the front I/O is also shaped like a floppy drive. I'm actually considering taking out this front I/O and using it for another server of mine whose main front I/O is a weird format that doesn't actually plug into any modern motherboard. I'm not sure. It's a weird hybrid thing. That's a tangent. That's not the point. Point is, actually, do I even need to take this off? I don't think I do. I think I can just stick this back on, actually. And then slide these into place, and yeah, that's not coming off. That's staying right where it is. All right, for the moment of truth. Yeah, I dropped some SSDs in my excitement. Look at that. Look at that. I know it doesn't look great, but that's because we haven't put the panel back on. Let's put the panel back on, then we can talk, okay? Look at that! Look at this! Let me put the back panel on now. First, you may have noticed by how empty the computer looks, but this is in fact empty. The computer is out of this, and that's because we were using it as our HTPC, but then we were at the eCycle and we found a case that was more suited for home theater PCs, and we decided why not just use that instead. So this won't actually work. I can't actually demo this working in this case right now, but you can see in the back there. I do want to try plugging the SATA powers into it. Some people will use these side SATA powers, but I don't. We'll use like the ones that come from the same Yeah, that should be going in. Why is it not? Maybe it is, and I'm just not used to how computers are supposed to fit together. Okay. Let's put the full, put the shell back on this. And stand her up. And start loading her up with drives. I've got my little screws. Let's open them up and let's get screwing. SSD number 1. These are all 250 gig 840 EVOs, so it literally doesn't matter. Let's get 4 screws. Could probably get away with 2 screws each for now, don't you think? Just diagonal. Yeah, I reckon diagonal screws would work fine. Or maybe even only in the back. No, I don't like... Maybe all 4 screws is best. I don't know. Anyway, hang on. This is actually not super... What if I do it like this? Can you see that at all? I think you kind of can. Seeing a lot of my hands and not a lot of anything else here. I know, I'm sorry. This is going to be a 20-minute video if I don't cut it down. Point is, you can put a hot swap SSD bay in the optical slot of your computer. That's just a thing you can do. These do cost money, sadly, but other than that, it seems that this one was $140. I think the ones that can hold the SSDs without having to screw them in are a bit more than that. But these, as they are are fantastic. And I love it. Bye.